In the late 1990s, as South Korea faces economic hardship and uncertainty, two young strangers meet in a small bakery filled with the warm smell of bread and the soft sound of the radio. Misu is a bright and gentle woman who works at the bakery, trying to rebuild her life after difficult times. Hyun-woo is a quiet, kind-hearted young man who has just been released from prison after a misunderstanding in his past. He carries a heavy silence within him, afraid that his history will keep him from ever living a normal life. Their first meeting is shy and awkward. They talk about music. They listen to the radio together. They share simple smiles over coffee and bread. A fragile connection begins to form, not through dramatic gestures, but through ordinary moments. Misu feels safe with Hyun-woo, and Hyun-woo feels understood for the first time in years. But life is not ready to let them be happy. Hyun-woo suddenly disappears from Misu's life without explanation. Confused and hurt, she believes he abandoned her. In reality, he was pulled back into hardship, struggling to survive in a world that refuses to forget his past. Years pass. Fate brings them together again by chance at a bus station. The feelings they once buried rise again. Love that never truly faded, only waited. This time, they spend time talking honestly, walking through the city, sharing meals, and listening to music that reminds them of who they once were. They fall in love again, but once more, circumstances stand between them. Hyun-woo is arrested due to a misunderstanding related to his old record. Their relationship is broken again by time and distance, not by choice, but by reality. Misu waits. She writes letters. She keeps memories alive. She listens to the same radio station where their story began. Love, for them, is not about being together every day. It is about holding on across silence and absence. When Hyun-woo is finally released, they reunite for a third time. They are older now, carrying scars from life's disappointments. Misu is struggling to find her place in the world. Hyun-woo feels guilt for causing her pain and doubts whether he deserves her love. Still, they try again. They move in together, believing that love can finally win over time and misfortune. But emotional distance slowly grows. Misu wants stability and clarity. Hyun-woo, haunted by insecurity, keeps pulling away, afraid that his troubled life will destroy hers. Their love becomes quiet and heavy. Eventually, they separate once more. Not because they don't love each other, but because they cannot seem to live in the same rhythm of life. Years pass again. Misu becomes a radio producer, returning to the place where everything started. The world of music and voices that connect lonely hearts. One night, during a broadcast, she hears a familiar voice calling into the show. It is Yunu. His voice carries regret, longing, and the love that never disappeared. Through the radio waves, they finally speak honestly about their mistakes, their fears, and their unfinished story. This time, they choose courage instead of silence. They meet again, not as uncertain youths, but as people who have grown through pain. There is no rush, no dramatic promise, only quiet understanding. Their love is no longer wild and impulsive. It is patient, shaped by time and missed chances. They walk together under the night sky, listening to music once more, just like their first meeting at the bakery. Tune In for Love is not a story of perfect romance. It is a story of timing, of people who love each other but are never ready at the same moment, of how life interrupts love with fear, distance, and misunderstanding, and of how some love stories do not end. They simply pause and continue when the heart is finally ready. The film reminds us that love is not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it lives in small moments. A song on the radio, a music color voice in the dark, and the hope that someday two hearts will find the same rhythm again. Because true love is not about how fast people meet. It is about how long they keep returning to each other.